Hi, I'm Stefano, the Moon Guy, and in this video I'm gonna talk about the archetype of planet Uranus. Well, this archetype is connected to the principle of rebellion, eccentricity, deviation from the norm. It questions tradition, it breaks conventions, and it focuses on individuality and authenticity. Uranus is restless, disruptive, idealistic, shocking. It indicates where and how we think outside the box and want to be different and to change the existing ideas of conformity. People who have strong Uranus or strong Aquarius in their charts, they do have a vision or a way of thinking that deviates from what is considered conventional. So they tend to feel a bit like misfits or aliens in some way. Uranus gives us access to intuitive flashes of knowledge that come from outside our conscious awareness, which we also call insights. It describes how and where we are intellectually idealistic and want to transform and break down with the old order to create a more progressive reality. This archetype is strongly connected with the Greek myth of Prometheus, which was the Titan who disobeyed the gods in the Olympus, stealing their fire and bringing it and introducing it to mankind. So he symbolizes the creative spark that leads to personal and cultural breakthroughs and intellectual awakening. The astrologer Stephen Forrest talks about the archetypes of the planets in terms of teachers and tricksters. So the lessons that they try to teach us and also the traps that they tend to tempt us with. And Uranus, the teacher, asks us to stand up to the pressures of conformity and external expectations so that we develop and assert our rights to be ourselves and to decide to do things in our own way. It's about acknowledging and reformulating whichever social conventions we might have internalized, even if we have to face certain criticism. Both astrology and Uranus, they have this common purpose of freeing us from anything which limits our full and healthy expression of our natures. Culture is essential and fruitful in many ways, of course, but there's part of it that also ingrains certain instructions and conceptions that don't necessarily fit with our beliefs and our lives, preventing us from being happy and free. Purging this is the essence of the Uranian transformation and reformulation. We are challenged to reinvent ourselves in relation to borrowed and old patterns and conceptions that don't fit us and they don't serve us anymore. When Uranus touches other planets in our birth charts, it asks us to express them in different ways. It makes us want to rebel against the ways in which they have been expressed and what they have been representing in the past. So, for instance, with the moon, we might challenge the role of the mother or how we nurture ourselves and others. With Venus or Mars, perhaps, we might challenge the traditional formula boy meets girl equals marriage. The hard aspect from Uranus, they challenge us to integrate conflicting parts of ourselves. With the moon, for instance, we will have to integrate the need for emotional security and familiarity with the urge for change and space and freedom. Soft aspects from Uranus, they suggest that we enjoy and that we have a facility to incorporate change and freedom in our lives. So it will be less likely that we'll manifest and express the more extreme traits of Uranus. While with the hard ones, this is more likely because issues around being different and needing space, they will tend to be tested by people that we meet or situations that we face in our lives. Uranian aspects, especially the hard ones involving the sun or the moon, they tend to bring drastic changes in the person's life. And these changes, they come actually and mostly from a certain difficulty or inability to promote those changes in smaller scale in our daily lives. So the need for change builds up and builds up until it eventually erupts in a more dramatic fashion. So the more we engage with those necessary changes in our lives and keep on reevaluating how we operate and how we do things and how we think, especially in relation to those themes connected to the planets that are being touched by Uranus, then there is more chance and it's more likely that we'll be able to engage with healthy changes in our lives based on our own conscious decisions. I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in astrology, if you'd like to book a consultation with me, please visit my website, thechari.com, and subscribe here to my channel, The Moon Guy. Ciao, ciao!